Greetings friends, That Gaming Oppa here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode, we essentially just did level grinding. We might do more of that today because I know you don't really have to do too much grinding at the beginning of these games, but I like to be thorough and make sure we end up safe in the long run. Even though, like I said, I know it's entirely unnecessary, but I thought I'd do that. So, let's go ahead and check on our current party status. So we have Treble in the lead at level 6, Jumper, our boy at level 12 already. I may swap him out for Treble once Jumper turns level 13, and then we'll start leveling up our other two for a little bit. And essentially, that's what we're going to be doing. Despite how it looks, it's not too late this time. We're only playing at 6:03 p.m. It is still technically the same day as the last recording we did, but I figure that's fine. I thought we'd just jump right in, and my energy level is a little low this time around. I've actually been quite tired, to tell you the truth, so I might not have as much talking as I did in the last one, so I apologize if this episode is maybe a little quiet, or I just don't have a lot to say, really. I'm just in this to play the game, really, and have a good time. And I hope that's where you guys are, that's why you guys are here too. Because like I said in the last one, I just want to kind of create a nice chill atmosphere, even if we're just level grinding for hours on end at times. I don't think I'd ever record a video that went over like 40 minutes though, especially if it's just level grinding. I feel like if it's just level grinding, I would definitely at least pause the recording or split it up, like I'm doing now, because this is essentially a continuation of what we were doing last night / this morning. You may also notice that I changed the audio to stereo. I've had it in mono sound for a little bit. So, and now we're hearing it through different headphones. Preferably. Also, if I pause talking at any time, it's because I have coffee at my side and I'll be drinking that, which I'll be doing right now. If you saw the vlog that I posted before recording this and posting this, I made coffee like a little under an hour ago. It's starting to get a little cold now, that's for sure, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of cold coffee, right? Coffee is coffee, and if you make it the way you want, like hot or cold, you can deal with it. Also, that was a loud motorcycle or car back there. You guys probably picked up on that. It made the floor rumble. It was kind of loud. But honestly, I have been enjoying just going back to my roots here, playing Pokemon, and I think it's been a good break. I haven't really touched the Trails series since going back into Pokemon. Playing Pokemon has kind of encouraged me to start playing more Nintendo games more frequently. So instead, now that I have this Game Boy Advance emulator, I've been playing a lot of Mario games again. I got Super Mario Land, which I spoke about in the last episode, actually. because I talked about it, I'm like, ooh, Mario Land, now that's a game I haven't thought of in a while. And I got it, and I've just been casually playing it every now and again. I may do a Let's Play for that at some point, too. It would be a much shorter Let's Play than this game, because, unlike this game, Super Mario Land is designed to be beaten in one sitting. So, we're definitely not beating a Pokemon game in one sitting, that's for sure. I am not a speedrunner. I will not be able to beat this game in just 2 hours. That would be insane if I could, but I figure we're good enough for now, just doing one series at a time. Even though I do have multiple game series on my YouTube channel started where I intended on playing a game all the way through, and it just never fell through, so I think it's alright as is. I don't know where I was going with that. I think what I meant to say was, it's okay as long as I'm just focusing on one series at a time, instead of trying to do multiple, or balance multiple series. So, right now, I'm just going to alternate between Pokemon Crystal and doing my vlogs. I figure that's a good thing to balance. Also, Jumper is already almost level 13. This boy is gonna destroy some trainers when we get to actually fighting them. So I think after we get Jumper up to level 13, I'm going to work on our Sentret Treble and get them up to level... probably level 8. We don't want them to be too strong, because we want to at least have some Pokemon weak enough to just reduce the HP of later Pokemon, so that way we can start adding more to our party. Because we haven't even left Cherry Grove yet to catch more Pokemon. As we saw when we headed to Mr. Pokemon's house a couple days ago, or well, it's been about a day. Excuse me. There were more Pokemon types to be found. Also, he is so close. I was gonna bring up the menu and see the numerical value for what we needed, but I guess that's unnecessary. Let's see, what level are you? Oh, okay, level 2. That might be enough to get Jumper a level. I'm not entirely sure yet, but let's find out, shall we? Alright. Tackle. Yeah, that 2 damage. That's actually not too bad for level 2. Ah, there we go. Okay, yeah, that was definitely enough. Alright. So with that being the case, let's head into our party menu. And I am going to start actually leveling up Gabora instead. I would go for Kokichi, but history dictates that Rattatas take a long time to level up, so I want to do something that's a little easier first. And we'll put Kokichi on the back burner for now, not worry about him necessarily. But first, let's go ahead and get our boy Treble up a couple levels. So, oh, we have Defense Curl. I don't think we need that yet, especially against a level 2. Oh, well, he goes ahead and reduces our defense anyway. But let's see how much damage we deal with a regular attack. Oh, that's actually not too bad. Nice. And we go first, so we don't have to worry about the Rattata attacking. Ooh, check that out. 16 XP? Yeah, our party's gonna be looking pretty good, I think. Not exactly the most solid of parties, but it's a start. And I mean, despite how long we've been playing, we are still at the beginning of the game anyway. So we might as well just take our time and enjoy it. That's why I'm in no rush to beat this. That's why I don't mind showing you guys the process of level grinding. Because, I mean, I want to record my whole journey with this game, through thick and thin. And like I said in the last episode, it may not be the most interesting thing to watch, but I have fun doing it, and I hope that that kind of shows through the video. Let me go ahead and take a sip of coffee here. I'm not used to having stereo audio. It's kind of weird hearing the Pokemon cries in one ear when it used to just be in both. I don't know if that actually picks up in the audio capture because the, I don't know, the sound waves look about the same. But I guess we'll find out next time we hear something that plays in one ear instead of both. Now level 7 already. Man, Trouble will be level 8 before you know it. This may end up being a very productive level grinding episode. Okay, so it looks like the sound capture is indeed picking up the separate audio tracks. Now let's hear Rattata. Okay, yeah, it's definitely picking up the separate sound channels. That's good to know. So, something I was thinking about a little earlier before recording this was the concept of recording these level grinding episodes, or, to be honest, the concept of level grinding as a whole. Now, a lot of people, myself included at one point, just kind of consider level grinding to be unnecessary padding, so to say, on a game where you can likely just breeze through the story if it was more action-based, but I have come to consider level grinding to not be filler. I consider it a genuinely fun part of turn-based RPGs, because everyone's like, oh, you're not making progress if you're just staying still, you know, grinding the whole time, but I don't see that being the case. I feel the only time you're not making progress in a game is if you're just kind of keeping the game idle if you're maybe doing something else in the meantime. But for me, I personally feel like level grinding is still just as productive, if not more, than progressing the story. Okay, maybe saying it's more productive than progressing the story might be a bit of a... Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Might be a bit of an overstatement, but my perspective on this is that when you level grind, you're still making progress. You are genuinely playing the game that the developers created, and you're playing it the way they intended, and you're getting stronger in the process. And what happens when you get stronger is that you're able to further progress the story, which is quite important. So that's why I feel like level grinding isn't really as much of a nuisance as a lot of people think it is. I will admit, the older I've gotten and the less patience I've had for level grinding, I've kind of... For a while, I was getting away from it. I wanted to play more action-oriented games, kind of. I still suck at most action-oriented games, so I generally don't play them very often. But I guess I just wanted to play games where I felt like I didn't need to waste too much time to get to the story, because the story is why I was really there. And I don't know why that happened as I grew up specifically. Maybe it's because being an adult and having a job and obligations and all that really kind of brings home the fact that you may not have as much time as you hope you would. So I kind of grew up with the same mentality that I think a lot of adult gamers end up getting when life starts bringing them down, where you don't want to waste too much time with a video game, because when you play a video game you want to be able to enjoy it, because the time you have with that game may be very limited, so you just want to get as much progress done as you can. But I've come to learn that I feel like you kind of lose out on a lot of the enjoyment you can find in these kinds of games if you're just focusing on progressing the story and nothing else. If you're not as concerned about, training your characters, getting them leveled up, getting, good items that may assist you in future battles, or focusing on skills and everything, if you're just focusing on the story, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to dish out hate on anyone's playstyle, because I've been down this road. I've been down the road of thinking level grinding in a video game was a waste of time, but I just feel like there's so much more to video games that we can enjoy if we allow ourselves to stop and just take our time and just really dig into a game and enjoy it. There's a lot to find in the little things of this game. I've often found some semblance of comfort from RPGs specifically, because I really enjoy going through menus, like looking at the character art, looking at their stats and everything, and watching the numbers increase the further you level up. It's satisfying, and I don't know why, but I always find it somewhat comforting. Like in this game in particular. I don't know why, but I always like the idea of having, like, in HUD, like the Pokegear, where you can just, like, look at your map, your contacts, the time and date. Like, I always thought that was such a cool concept, and when they introduced that in this game, I loved it. I couldn't tell you why I find comfort in it, but that's just the honest truth, and I genuinely enjoy it. I kind of wonder why that is, though, now that I think about it. Like, why do I find comfort in things like that? I guess it's also just a natural enjoyment. I like the idea of seeing progress in a numerical value. Something I really like about Breath of the Wild is when you get a certain piece of armor, you can see the enemy HP in numbers as opposed to just depending on the HP meter you have. Like, there's something about seeing an enemy's HP in numbers and being able to compare that to the strength of your weapon that kind of makes battles a little more fun to me, or maybe a little easier as well, because you can quantify how many hits it may take, depending, like, you can just do the math real quick. And I may not have been like a master mathematician in high school, but I could tell you at least that I'm okay with simple math. I can do like basic, basic arithmetic, maybe aside from division, but I can do most division problems as well. I am not as dumb as I tend to make myself feel. And I feel like the same can be said about a lot of people. Like, we're not... I feel like the bar for intelligence is set so high, and it's a false bar. Now, I apologize for just kind of getting off topic and going on a bit of a rant, but that's something that's kind of upset me about the school system and society as a whole. Intelligence is measured by a standardized system, and has impossible, standards. What happens is, like, there's a quote, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's the way we measure intelligence is like judging a fish's intelligence by making them climb a tree or something. I can't remember the exact quote. I'm sure someone may remember, but it's something along those lines, and that's how I feel the school system is. It puts everyone under one bracket, even though everyone learns differently, everyone develops at their own pace, and everyone develops differently. I think that's the big thing here that society hasn't had driven home into its brain yet. Everyone develops differently, and not everyone is an extrovert. This world is very much curated for extroverts because they're so loud. But, like, introverts, oh no. Introverts are always unable to be properly heard because all the extroverts are talking over them. And I apologize for just kind of going on that rant. I don't mean to spread negativity. It's just a little bit of a gripe of mine when I consider everything just in the world. And I know there's a lot more things to worry about, but these are just the kind of things I think about. I think about a lot of things. So to quote the old Rhett and Link song, which name I cannot remember, but if you know the song, you know what I'm referencing. It's just, I feel like it's natural to go on these tangents when we're grinding. I also feel it's a lot better than just having dead air, I assume. Ooh, Pokémon got to level 3, nice. I'm thinking he may end up being a mainstay in the party, he may not, it all depends. I feel like something I want to do in this game, or in this playthrough, is something I've never really done with other playthroughs, and I want to experiment with different party setups. Like I was saying, I think it might have been in episode 1, I can't remember exactly when, but I was talking about how, I think it might have been episode 1, yeah. What happens is, I will catch a certain group of Pokemon early in the game, and once I do that, generally, most of those Pokemon, if not all of them, end up staying in my party the entire game, and I never bother taking out other Pokemon from my PC and try level grinding for them. But I may want to try that in this playthrough, and it may end up making this like a well over 100 episode series if I'm going to try experimenting with the different teams, but honestly, I don't see that being a bad thing. I'm more than willing to put in the time required for this game to try out different party setups and just have fun with the game. I want to play this game my way. I don't want to feel like I have to force myself to rush through the story or play optimally. I just want to have fun. And that's what this Let's Play is all about, really. I said that at the beginning. This is not meant to be a professional Let's Play one bit. Excuse me. This is purely meant to be for fun. That's why I don't mind doing these level grinding episodes, because it kind of allows me time to just kind of talk and not worry too much about what's going on the screen. And I hope you guys aren't minding that either. I know my brother watched the last one, and he actually said he really liked the podcast vibe these level grinding episodes kind of take on. And I can see what he means. It's sort of a nice break from all the action, so to say, and it just gives us time to hang out, and it also gave me time to reminisce about, you know, the craziness that is life and how much has actually happened in life. Going through all my stories yesterday made me realize that for as young as I am, even though I am almost 25, I have had quite an eventful life. It's been a nerdy one, that's for sure. I'm not going to deny that one bit. But it's been an eventful life nonetheless, and I am grateful for every moment I got to spend in it. I'm grateful for all the people I've gotten to meet. Like, I mean, I'm sure a couple of the people watching this are some of the friends that I've made along the way. I know that I've seen my friend, Great Pikmin, commenting on a couple of these videos, and I've known him for a while. He's also part of our D&D group, and that's awesome. It's just, like, he's among the quite a few people that I've met along this crazy journey we call life, and I'm grateful for it. How many times can I say grateful in one episode? I mean, I guess it drives my point home when I say it that many times, doesn't it? Alright, let me get some coffee in my system. Ooh, for how cold my coffee is, it still tastes really good, and I'm actually quite impressed. Ooh, yay, level 4. So I think I'll get Treble up to level 9, and Gabora up to level 6? Is he level 5 right now? I guess we're about to find out. I think he's level 4. Okay, yeah, he's level 4. So we'll get him up to level 6 and treble up to level 9, and then that's when we'll start level grinding for Kokichi. I kind of find it interesting naming all these Pokemon, just because like I'm so used to calling them by their regular names. I think it's because back when I did my original Crystal Let's Play, I never gave them custom names. I just had them stay their regular names. I may have named one or two, I can't remember. Even though I watched it a few days ago, and that's what sparked my interest in doing a Let's Play for this again, I didn't watch the whole thing by any means. I think I just kind of skimmed through some of the videos to, first of all, laugh at the terrible mic quality of the videos back then because I had such a terrible mic. And I'm sure the quality of these isn't much better, but it is a much higher quality mic at least. It's just not exactly in an optimal position. And I am also sitting quite far away from it because I have it turned up high enough to where it picks up my voice, and I don't want to risk sitting too close and, you know, peaking the mic, because that's never a pleasant experience. Whew, I almost ran out of breath there. Alright, we're definitely going to need to visit the Pokemon Center after this one. Alright, nice. 12 XP for both. That's not terrible. Playing this game again really has kind of just sparked my love for this series again. I've been wanting to actually, ever since recording this Let's Play, I've been wanting to play this game like off camera. I haven't because I want to record the entire process, but like there are times where I'm just sitting there and I'm not in a very opportune moment to stop and record, and I'm like, man, I could really go for some Pokemon Crystal right now. And I feel like it's been a long time since I just genuinely felt happy to play a video game. Like, I'm not super hyped, like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest game ever. And I mean, this is definitely my favorite Pokemon game, but it's just nice. I have something to look forward to each day, and in doing so, I can just come to my computer, record whenever, and have fun the entire time. And as I've said many times, that is the purpose of this Let's Play, just having fun. I'm just glad I got the opportunity to do it again. I'm glad I still have my YouTube channel. I'm glad I didn't just let it die, because there have been many times where I've just almost let it die. And a lot of Let's Plays I've started where I didn't really feel passionate enough about the project to keep it going. Like Trails of Cold Steel, for example. I love that game, but I feel like I'm not passionate enough to... Or maybe it's not a question of my passion, and rather it's more a question of my patience with it. Because, as I've said before, if you saw the last episode I recorded, which was I think episode 17, or 16 or 17, the video quality was probably the worst I've ever put out. And that's saying something, because I've been doing YouTube since 2011, but it was like watching a PowerPoint presentation, essentially. It was just so laggy. And the audio was fine, but the video was just insanely terrible. And I think I just don't have the patience to deal with it, because anytime I want to record Trails of Cold Steel, I have to boot up my PS4, plug in the capture card, or well, make sure the setting that allows me to use the capture card is turned on, then plug the capture card into the laptop, open OBS, do all sorts of sound troubleshooting, begin to record, only to find out that all my troubleshooting was for naught, essentially, and then just have to deal with the consequences of my action or inaction therein. Whereas, if I want to record this, all I gotta do is boot up my emulator, make sure my mic's connected, boot up OBS, and there we go. A far simpler process. And it makes me realize why I was able to put out so many videos as a kid. I think the reason I got so tired of making videos as an adult is because I was overcomplicating the process. I thought in order to make a video, every single time I had to exhaust myself with all these cables and troubleshooting and everything. And I talked to my mom about this too, about how, like, as a kid, I made so many Let's Play videos while in high school, and I still, to this day, consider school to be far more stressful than work. So it's just insane to me that it was insane to me that I recorded so many videos while going through such a stressful period in my life, but playing this again makes me realize how I was able to do it. It doesn't take much energy to just boot up software on your computer and talk for half an hour. I mean, it can depending on the day, that's for sure. But regardless, it's been nice just kind of coming back to my roots this way. And playing a classic game in a classic way. And I don't feel bad for playing this on an emulator because I do own an actual digital copy of this game from Nintendo. So it's one of those cases where, you know, emulation's okay as long as you own the game. I mean, Nintendo would probably say otherwise, but, you know, we don't talk about Nintendo's morals. Alright, do I need to go to the Pokemon Center yet? I know we should be fine. I think we'll keep grinding the way we are, and I won't put Gabora in the lead until Treble is at a higher level. Because yeah, Treble's the one we're grinding for, right? Yeah. So yeah, let's get Treble up to level 9, and then we'll get Gabora up to level 6. And that should be fine enough. Alright, it may be a bit of a slow burn, but that's okay. And while this turn is going, I'm going to fill my body with caffeine. Oh yeah, our attack fell. That's real nice. Still gonna kill you. There we go. Or I'm sorry, like I said, we don't kill Pokemon, we just make them faint. You know, I've had this song stuck in my head all day, this route theme in particular. I just found myself while I was hanging out in my bedroom earlier, I just found myself kind of bobbing my head side to side with the song in my head. I'm like, yeah, it's a good song. This game's soundtrack is really good. I've definitely been enjoying it all over again, and it just makes me so happy. I adore everything about this. I'm so happy to be playing Pokemon Crystal again, because this is easily my favorite Pokemon game. Although, to be fair, I guess it's probably too early for me to say that, because out of all the Pokemon games I've played, this one is the only one I've actually gotten close to beating. And there are still quite a few Pokemon games I haven't played. Like, I've barely touched Gen 4, and then Gen 5 I haven't touched. Gen 6 I had for the 3DS, but my cartridge stopped working, and I don't know why. And then I don't have Gen 7, and I definitely don't have Gen 8. And Gen 9's not out yet, is it? Because, yeah, it's the Red is Gen 1, Gold is Gen 2, Ruby, Sapphire, all that is Gen 3. Gen 4 is Diamond and Pearl, 5 is Black and White. Do Black and White 2 count as their own separate generation, or are those still considered Gen 5? Because then I know we had X and Y, Sun and Moon, and then Sword and Shield. And then we have the new ones coming out, whose names I cannot remember. But I'm excited for that. I haven't gotten Sword and Shield yet, but I may get the new ones when they come out. Or, well, one of them. Because I think it'd be nice to play a classic Pokemon game on a home console, even though the Switch is also technically handheld. Ooh, we're gonna have to stop by the Pokemon Center soon. Alright, there we go. Or I say soon, but rather, more like right now. Alright, let's go ahead and heal up. There we go. So I didn't really have any stories from the past to tell this time. I just decided I'd go on a bit of a rant, because, I mean, why not? Right, and I think that'll be good for this episode. Let's see what time it is. 6:31. Yeah, it's definitely a little later than when we started, but that's alright. I apologize we haven't been making much in the way of story progress these last few episodes, but like I've said, I just want to show you guys every step of the journey, even if it is just multiple episodes in a row of grinding. But hopefully next time we'll make some more progress and be able to head outside the city. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.